Hi, let's look at this question on vector diagrams. We have this vector diagram O, C, B, and we are told that from O to A we have the carrier vector small a, O to B we have the carrier vector small b, and the point D is the midpoint of BC. Okay, now we have to find in terms of carrier vector small a, carrier vector small b, the vectors BC and the vector OD. How is that done? Okay, let's take the first one, the vector BC. BC means we are at the point B and we want to get to the point C. We are at this point and we want to get to that point. Now, the carrier vector small a and small b, they are not in this on this line, on this path. So we are forced to move backwards this way, BO, and then we move from O to C. It will be the same thing as having moved from B to C. Alright, so BC will be BO plus OC. We'll move this way and then we'll move that way. Alright, so let's get the components. BO is the opposite of OB. OB is in this direction, so BO is the opposite. And whenever we move in the opposite direction in vectors, we bring in the negative sign. So BO is minus OB. But we know OB. OB is small b, carrier vector small b, so this just becomes minus small b. Then next, OC, alright, O to C will be, the information is in the question. We are told that 3OA is OC. So in the place of OC, we are going to write 3OA. 3OA. And we also know OA. OA is small vector, a small a. So we have 3A here. Therefore, our BC will be the vector negative B plus 3A, which can be rearranged as 3A minus B. That is vector BC in terms of small a and small b. Now, that does it for A. Now, the second part, B, we are asked to look in terms of small a and small b, the vector OD. In the same light of reasoning, OD means we are at the point O and want to get to the point D. We are at this point and want to get to this point. We don't have the carrier vector A and small b along that path. Alright, but we are told we must use the carrier vector small a and small b. So here, to move from O to D, we have two possible paths that we can take. We either move OC, then CD, or we move OB, then BD. So here we have two possible paths. We either move OC and then CD, or we move OB and then BD. Now, whichever path we take here, we're going to obtain the same result. All right? So we are going to take each of the two parts in turns and then we'll see if truly we'll get the same result. Let's take the first path. Let's take the first path. OD is OC plus CD. Now, what is OC? OC again is given in the question is 3OA, which is 3A. Now, CD is, look at it, we are moving downward, we are moving like this, it's in this direction. CD is going to be half of CB. Alright, CD is half CB in that direction. Remember, directions in vectors is very, very important. CB is not the same as BC when we are speaking vectors. Alright, so it is half CB. But we were told in the question that the point D is the midpoint of BC. The point D is the midpoint of BC, and BC is not the same as CB. BC is in that direction, moving that way, and CB is moving opposite. Therefore, this is going to give us negative half BC. Okay? Now, that should be negative because we're moving in the opposite direction. Now, that therefore means that we're going to have negative half into, earlier on we found BC as 3a minus b. Let us open that parenthesis. We have negative half 3a plus half b. That is it for CD. So what is OD therefore? What is OD? Our OD therefore will be that OC, which was 3a, is it here? And then that one minus half 3a plus half b. 3a minus half 3a. So we have 3a minus half 3a. Half 3a is just the same as 3a all over 2. So this one is all over 1. LCM is 2. So we have here 6a minus 3a. That gives us 3a all over 2. Okay, it gives us 3a all over 2. So we have here 3a all over 2 plus half b. And since half is common, if half is common, we can bring out the half, factorize out the half, 3a plus b. Alright, so first part gave us half into 3a plus b. Now let's look at the second part. What result do we get for the second part? The second part says OB plus BD. So OD is OB plus BD. That's our second part. Now let's take the components. OB. OB in our question is just small b. And then BD. BD, since D is the midpoint of BC, BD will be half BC. Half BC. Alright? BD, look at it, from B to D, you are moving upward. It's in the same direction as BC. Alright? It's in the same direction as BC, so we don't bring in the negative sign. And earlier on we found out what BC was. BC is 3a minus b. Okay? Therefore, what is our OD? Our OD again is what? OB, carrier vector small b, plus half into 3a minus b. Now let's open this parenthesis. We have b plus half 3a minus half b. This can be rearranged as b minus half b plus half 3a. Now let's do this one. B can also be written as b all over 1 minus half b. The LCM is 2, so end up with 2b minus b. That gives us b all over 2. Alright, so this one now comes to b all over 2 plus half 3a, which we see half is common, so we'll put a half outside and we factorize. We're going to have b plus 3a. Alright, so the second part gives us half into b plus 3a, and the first part gave us half into 3a plus b. Alright, you look at it, the two results are equal. So whichever of the two parts you take, you are supposed to have the same result. Alright, So OD therefore is half into B plus 3A.